Most people believe that astral projection and manifestation are separate paths, one for those seeking the invisible, another for those wanting to transform the visible. But the truth is, both emerge from the same source, the vibration of consciousness. When you understand the movement of energy within yourself, you realize there is no outside. Everything you feel, think, and vibrate becomes form, here or on other planes. While the body sleeps, consciousness keeps creating. In the astral realm, thoughts transform into reality instantly, and that energy returns to the physical world as a reflection of what you sustained in silence. Manifesting is exactly that. Consciously projecting yourself within and without, remembering that you never stopped being the creator. Take a deep breath, raise your frequency, and subscribe to the channel to continue this journey of consciousness and expansion. Most people spend their lives trying to follow methods, techniques, and promises that seem to offer the path to the invisible. They were taught that astral projection is an escape from the body, and that manifesting is forcing the universe to deliver something that's missing. But none of this is true. Consciousness doesn't need to leave anywhere, it simply shifts frequency. The universe isn't something outside of you, it's the space where you vibrate. There are those who spend years trying to learn what, in truth, they've always known intuitively. The secret isn't in memorizing steps, but in remembering who observes the steps. When the mind grows tired of searching, the heart begins to understand. It's in that instant that real power manifests, silent, simple, but unshakable. The truth was never distant, only covered by the noise of the world. Imagine a drop of water trying to reach the ocean. It moves, struggles, searches, without realizing the ocean has always been itself. So it is with consciousness. The more it tries to reach something outside, the more it moves away from center. Projection and manifestation are reflections of the same principle, the internal movement that awakens the memory of wholeness. Every superficial teaching, every rushed technique only distracts you from what's essential, because what's essential doesn't require effort, it requires presence. True projection happens when the mind falls silent, and true manifestation happens when the heart trusts. It's the same space of purity and surrender, the same point where everything originates. The truth few speak is simple. You don't need to conquer the invisible. It already belongs to you. You just need to learn to see it without fear. Because every night, without realizing it, you already cross the veil. And that's where the next revelation begins. While the body rests, something in you remains awake. Your eyes close, the world falls silent, but consciousness keeps traveling. We call this dreaming, but it's far more than that. It's the nightly reminder that you are greater than the matter you inhabit. Every night you detach from form and return to the subtle field where everything is born, the same field where manifestation begins. Most don't notice because they're asleep within their own dream. They get lost in images and stories created by the mind without noticing that the stage is real and vibrant. In this invisible space, thoughts are seeds and emotions are the fertile soil where they grow. Every experience you dream is a rehearsal of what will be manifested upon waking. You rehearse creation while you sleep. When you wake up and say, "I had a strange dream," you're simply describing a fragment of your own expansion. The dream is a conversation between the visible and invisible, a reminder that the Creator never rests. It's in this state that you train the power to feel before seeing, the essential ability of every conscious manifester. Understanding this changes everything. You stop treating sleep as forgetting and begin to honor it as a return. While the body rests, the spirit remembers. It visits frequencies, recreates images, organizes vibrations. The invisible works in silence while you sleep. And when morning comes, The physical world simply reflects what you vibrated in the depths of the night. That's why learning to dream consciously is learning to manifest while awake. Because if consciousness never sleeps, the next step is learning to be awake within the dream. Even when the body rests and time seems to cease, there's something in you that keeps observing. A silent, motionless point that never goes out. It's the presence that witnesses sleep, dreams, and awakening. It doesn't belong to the body or the mind. It's the space where both happen. Consciousness doesn't need to wake up because it never sleeps. The mind may shut down and the body disconnect, but the observer remains. It watches, patiently, the theater of existence. When you learn to rest in that point, without fighting thoughts, without seeking control, you begin to feel what has always been there. Consciousness is like the sky. Clouds come and go, but the sky never ceases to be present. This is the foundation of all projection and all manifestation. What you call entering the astral isn't leaving the body, but diving deeper into this eternal observer. And what you call manifesting isn't bringing something from outside, but allowing this silent presence to shape the world with its vibration. Everything begins and ends in the consciousness that perceives. Try noticing this before you sleep. Observe the instant when the body surrenders to rest, but something in you still feels, still perceives. It's the portal between worlds. If you remain conscious at that point, you'll realize there's no boundary between what you call inside and outside. It's the same space vibrating at two frequencies, and it's in this state of pure attention that the veil dissolves. The astral reveals itself, energy responds, and the universe recognizes itself in you. Consciousness never sleeps. It simply changes form to continue creating. And the instant you realize this, you begin to see the mirror where everything reflects. The moment consciousness crosses the boundary between physical and subtle, it doesn't enter a new world. It simply sees itself more clearly. The astral field is the vibrational mirror where nothing can be hidden. There, every thought transforms into form. Every emotion dresses itself in color and movement. What you carry inside manifests before you without masks or disguises. If there's fear, it takes shape. If there's love, it expands into light. The astral doesn't judge, it simply reflects. It's the instantaneous projection of your most intimate frequency. That's why some find portals and guides, while others see shadows and confusion. Not because the astral is good or bad, but because it amplifies what vibrates within you. This understanding liberates. By realizing there are no enemies out there, only echoes of what you vibrate, the power to transform emerges. Instead of fighting shadows, you begin to illuminate them. Instead of running, you observe. The reflection changes as the vibration changes. It's the same principle of manifestation, just seen on another plane. In matter, the reflection takes time. In the astral, it's immediate. That's why the subtle field is a perfect laboratory for awakening. It shows you, unfiltered, what's ready to be healed and what needs to be purified. The cleaner your energy, the more elevated the landscape you encounter. Thus, the astral field stops being a distant mystery and becomes a sacred mirror. It doesn't exist to be explored, but to be understood, because when you recognize the reflection, you begin to remember the true act of creation, and that's exactly where power reveals itself. Creating isn't an effort, it's a state. The true act of creating doesn't happen when you try to control the outcome, but when you become the very flow that generates it. Consciousness creates naturally, like the sun radiates light, without intention, without demands, simply being what it is. When you understand this, you stop fighting against what is and begin to collaborate with the movement of life. Manifestation stops being a desire and becomes a remembering. Energy responds to vibration, not to requests. That's why desiring without aligning is like shouting underwater. The sound never reaches its destination. But when feeling and state vibrate in harmony with what you want, the universe has no choice but to reflect. Creating is feeling already complete, even before seeing. The invisible organizes itself from the vibration you sustain, not from what you seek. Observe nature. No flower forces itself to bloom. It simply follows the rhythm of the energy that moves it. So it is with conscious creation. Without anxiety, without rush, only attunement. When you vibrate in peace, matter obeys. When you vibrate in scarcity, it resists. The astral field simply amplifies what you already are, and the physical world translates it into form. That's why the act of creating is an exercise in remembering, not conquering. Manifesting is feeling first, observing later. The body acts, but consciousness shapes. Everything begins in the frequency of the emotion you decide to sustain. The world doesn't respond to what you say, but to what you vibrate in silence. And when that silence expands within you, the instant arrives when the Creator awakens, not as something separate, but as consciousness itself, dreaming the universe into motion. It's from this awakening that the next step is born. There's an instant when all seeking ceases. A silence opens within, and in that space you realize there was never any separation between you and the universe. The Creator you've always searched for outside awakens within your own being. It's the same power that moves the stars, guides the wind, and makes the heart beat. Manifesting, projecting, living, all are expressions of the same conscious breath. The awakening of the Creator isn't a conquest. It's a remembering. It emerges when the observer recognizes that it's also what is observed, when the world stops being scenery and becomes a mirror. In that moment, duality dissolves. What you imagine, feel, and vibrate is already creation in progress. You stop asking the universe and begin co-creating with it. Imagine a painter who, upon finishing their work, realizes they're also made of the paint and canvas they use. So it is with awakened consciousness. It paints the universe while discovering itself as the painting itself. This is the essence of the Creator within every human being. The power to transform reality through the vibration they emit. Not through effort, but through remembering. And the more awake this inner Creator becomes, the less the world is a place to be conquered, and the more it reveals itself as a reflection to be loved. Everything you see is the echo of your own light, vibrating back. Fear dissolves because the Creator doesn't fear their creation. They observe it with compassion and purpose. It's at this point that projection and manifestation stop being mysteries and become tools of consciousness. The awakened Creator doesn't seek to control. They harmonize. And when that harmony happens, the perfect balance emerges between body, mind, and energy. The next step of the journey. The body is the anchor, the mind is the wind, and energy is the ocean. When each moves in different directions, the crossing becomes turbulent. But when body, mind, and energy vibrate at the same rhythm, the entire universe responds in harmony. This is the point where the invisible flows freely, where physical and spiritual unite in a single movement. It's in this alignment that projection becomes natural and manifestation inevitable. Caring for the body is preparing the temple of consciousness. The mind needs silence, the body needs lightness, and energy needs direction. Meditating, breathing, walking in presence, all of this aligns the internal circuit that sustains your vibrational field. True spirituality isn't escape from matter, it's full presence within it. The body is the bridge where consciousness descends to earth. The mind, when purified, stops being an enemy and becomes an instrument. It organizes intention, translates the invisible into focus and keeps the field clear so energy can flow. When the mind quiets, energy expands. When it scatters, energy fragments. That's why alignment is more about listening than doing. Harmony begins when thought bows to silence. And energy, this invisible force that sustains everything, responds to your state of coherence. A heart at peace radiates order. A confused heart spreads chaos. Every emotion is a vibrational command that shapes your reality. Aligning body, mind, and energy is aligning earth, air, and sky within you. It's becoming the clean channel through which the Creator continues creating. When this alignment happens, projection stops being technique and becomes consequence. Manifestation stops being effort and becomes flow. The awakened human being moves in sync with the universe, and everything around reorders itself to reflect that vibration. It's in this state of unity that the journey completes and a new one begins. When you understand that the astral and physical are simply mirrors of the same vibration, everything changes. Separation dissolves, and the act of manifesting becomes a natural extension of your state of being. You realize that every emotion, thought, and choice is an energetic command sending form to reality. And from this recognition, power stops being something to reach and becomes something to remember. Now that you know you project and create in every instant, choose what you want to feel. Align body, mind, and energy. The universe responds to your inner state, not to your words. You've already begun raising your frequency simply by listening to and feeling this message. So share this vibration. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to keep expanding with us. The universe always responds to your vibration, and right now, yours is rising.